Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Sunday, 1st of January 2023. Most of the world will celebrate Happy New Year on 2023 on the 1st January according to the Gregorian calendar. 1st January is the first day of the year. The day is celebrated with joy and happiness. Interestingly, Caesar made January 1st the first day of the year partially to celebrate Janus, the Roman deity of beginnings. Romans commemorate Janus' birthday by presenting sacrifices to him, exchanging presents, decorating their homes with laurel branches, and throwing wild celebrations. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu states that genome sequencing of 500 COVID-19 samples collected in December being done at INSAC GOG labs, official sources. Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister P.K. Mishra chaired a meeting with the senior officials and experts to review the status of COVID-19 in the country. A health worker collects a sample from a passenger for a COVID-19 test at an airport in Calcutta on December 24. The Hindu newspaper also states that women break new guardian in Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. They make up 57.8% of the scheme beneficiaries in 2022-23, a 10-year high. Bihar and UP record a high proportion of women workers. Women work at Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme project site at Umachegi village in Hubballi Taluk, Karnataka. Going towards the Indian Express newspaper states that China West G20 presidency opportunities and concerns for India in 2023. As India hosts the G20 summit 2023 is the first year when the politics and economics will intertwine. With diplomacy, a belligerent Beijing remains a concern, and there are elections to watch out for in crucial neighboring countries, including Pakistan. New Delhi has to strike a balance between old ties and new allies. Indian Express also states that back on China campus, Indian students were put behind such worries. We are looking ahead. In January 2020, as the pandemic shut down campuses, sealed border and grounded flights, around 1,000 Indians in China, mostly students of medicine, were evacuated back home. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Megha Modi versus opposition showdown on cards as these states go polls in 2023. The Modi versus who question continue to dominate the political spectrum in the run-up to 2024 elections. A magnitude of 3.8 earthquake jolts Delhi NCR, stated by Hindustan Times. An earthquake of magnitude 3.8 on the Richter scale hit Delhi NCR in early hour of Sunday, according to the National Center for Seismology. Going towards the economy of the country, Indian Overseas Bank elevates Ajay Kumar Srivastava as its MD and CEO. An Indian Overseas Bank, he had a very challenging journey and handled all the departments and portfolios. A view of Indian Overseas Bank at Anasali in Chennai. Explain what is crypto awareness campaign. The crypto dilemma stems from concern about the unregulated currency having a destabilizing effects on the country. Going towards the world news, New Year live update world ring in 2023 after a turbulent 12 months. With the countdown and fireworks revelers in major cities centers across the Asia-Pacific region ushered in the first New Year with the COVID-19 restrictions since pandemic began in 2020. The Times Square Ball is tested out ahead of the New Year's Eve celebration in New York City, United States. Armenian strife torn Myanmar lifts a curfew for New Year's Eve. Z says COVID control is entering a new phase as a case surge after reopening. Iran top court accepts a protesters' appeal against a death sentence. Vladimir Putin says in New Year message, West is using Ukraine to destroy Russia. Explosions shake Ukrainian capital after missile warnings. Going towards the science and technology, sooner or later India has to develop Omicron-based boosters. A health worker prepared dose of COVID-19 vaccine at a primary health center in Chennai's Virugabagam on December 28. From Science and Tech also, year in review, India's scientific development in 2022, successful launch of India's first privately built rocket. ISRO lines up science missions for 2023 satellite launch market set up a rocket-themed Game of Thrones. The Indian Space Research Organization made its maiden commercial launch of 36 broadband communication satellites on board the space agency as the heaviest rocket launch vehicle carrying LV-M3-M2 from GSLV-MK third OneWeb India first mission satellite successfully lifted off from the second launch pad Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh, 23rd December 2022. At last, there is a famous quotation by Alan Kay. Alan Kay is interestingly a Kaiser made January Alan Kay states that the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Okay, thank you.